Trans father giving birth abroad to be legally recognized as dad on birth certificate, to protect his kids. Journalist Freddie McConnell, who is pregnant with his second child, said, "It's really important that people understand I'm doing this for my children, I'm just doing what any parent would to protect them." A pregnant trans man is traveling to Sweden to give birth as the UK will not recognize him as his baby's father on their birth certificate, arguing it risks the baby facing discrimination and abuse later in life. In Sweden, journalist Freddie McConnell, who is pregnant with his second child, can be legally registered as the baby's father on the document. But in the UK, he would be identified as their mother. Mr. McConnell fears the inaccuracy could cause problems for the baby later down the line and told he wants to do right by his child and help other trans parents in his position in the future. Birth certificates have to be produced when a child registers for school, obtains a driving license or gets married. Mr. McConnell said, "I would much rather give birth locally with the midwife who I know and be surrounded by friends and family, but it's more important that my child has an accurate birth certificate. They don't need a document that lists their father as their mother with the name Alfred. That document would be a liability when they need to produce it throughout their lives. I do feel like it's the best decision in both the short term and long term. It's really important that people understand I'm doing this for my children. I'm just doing what any parent would to protect them." Mr. McConnell has been embroiled in a 4-year legal battle to be listed as his first child's father on their birth certificate. In 2020, the Court of Appeal ruled the journalist would be listed as mother because he'd given birth, even though he is legally recognized as a man. Meanwhile, Sweden has agreed to reform its own birth certificate rules to include trans parents. The country lists parents as a mother or father according to their legal gender. As a result, after rules banning non-EU visitors from Sweden due to COVID relaxed in October, Mr. McConnell is on a mission to travel there to give birth. While Mr. McConnell is legally male, UK law states anyone who gives birth must be listed as a mother on their child's birth certificate. Under Section 12 of the Gender Recognition Act, the fact that a person's gender has become the acquired gender under this act does not affect the status of the person as the father or mother of a child. However, Mr. McConnell said that he should be named as a father on the birth certificates as he was legally recognized as a man before giving birth. In 2020, the Court of Appeal ruled the journalist would be listed as the mother of his child because he'd given birth, even though he is legally recognized as a man. Mr. McConnell's case has gone to the European Court of Human Rights, but it could take years for a hearing to be scheduled. His mother Esme has launched a crowdfunding campaign to fund the trip. Mr. McConnell said the process hasn't been easy. "It's been very stressful, and I'm so grateful to my mum and stepdad for having my back," he said. "The messages and support from people all over the world has been humbling, and I'm so grateful for the donations." Sweden is where another trans birthing parent I know has given birth, and has produced some guidelines to steer me through the process. Once I've been through this journey, I want to do the same for other trans parents in my position. Mr. McConnell's journey as a trans parent was the subject of Seahorse, an award-winning 2019 documentary on pregnancy and fatherhood as a trans man. Before the documentary came out, I'd completely isolated myself, hiding my pregnancy from the world, he said. While I shouldn't have to be doing this, I've been met with so much positivity. I've really enjoyed sharing my pregnancy experience this time around. Mr. McConnell, who is due to give birth shortly after Christmas, has raised more than £8,000 on GoFundMe so far to cover his and his baby's travel, accommodation and living costs in Sweden, as well as a bilingual doula, medical bills and a passport.